By June of 1921, the War of Independence had been raging across Ireland for 2.5 years. It's generally accepted that the war started in January of 1919, when the IRA ambushed an RIC patrol at Solohead Beg in Tipperary. But it wasn't long before fighting spread across the whole country, and South Armagh was no exception. The area came under the territory of the IRA's 4th Northern Division, and outside of the battlegrounds of Cork and Kerry, the 4th Northern was one of the most active divisions in the entire country. Indeed, during the course of the war, the men and women of the 4th Northern's various South Armagh companies landed a number of decisive blows against the Crown forces. But it was here, at Adavoyle, on the 24th of June 1921, that they made perhaps their boldest statement. In a single attack, the 4th Northern not only dealt a military blow to the British Army, but they gave their response to the partition of Ireland and sent a message directly to the English King, George V, that South Armagh would not meekly accept the occupation and division of our country. On the 22nd of June 1921, King George was in Belfast for the official opening of the new 6-county Stormont Parliament. As he paraded through the city, the 10th Royal Hussars Regiment of the British Army acted as his official royal escort and guard. 2 days later, they returned to Dublin via military train. But the IRA was aware of their movements, and under the command of Frank Aiken, the 4th Northern Division removed a section of track at this spot about 1.5 miles ahead of the Adavoyle train station. When the train hit it, it was almost completely derailed, and several carriages were smashed to pieces as they tumbled down the embankment. Conflicting reports state that between 3 and 5 soldiers were killed, while dozens were wounded. However, the carnage of the site meant that initial estimates put the dead as high as 25. In an official report on the operation to IRA headquarters, Aiken described the attack. Our scouts on the Fathom Mountain were able to see the trains leaving Gora Wood and signalled to us at 10:15. We lifted the rail and arrested 4 linesmen who observed us working on it. The train came along at 10:30, consisting of 5 carriages of troops in front, then several horse boxes and 2 or 3 flat wagons with machine gunners. The first carriage and the engine rode the sleepers and stopped. The remainder of the train, except the last 4 wagons, crashed down the embankment, which was about 18 feet high, and was smashed to pieces. It is very hard to get a correct account of the casualties sustained by the enemy. The lowest account is given by a Newry doctor who arrived there some time after the search among the wreckage had commenced. He said he saw 25 dead and 30 wounded. I think casualties were even higher, as some were taken earlier into Dundalk. A heaped load of dead in a big military wagon was taken to Newry, and an ambulance train of wounded to Belfast from Newry. In typical fashion, the British took out their frustrations on the civilian population. 3 local men who just happened to be in the area at the time were shot: Patrick McAteer, James Boyle and Owen Rice. This wasn't Adavoyle train station's last foray into Irish politics. In 1924, Eamon de Valera, who was the MP for County Down at the time, was arrested following a major election rally in Newry. Following his arrest, the RUC and B Specials took him to the train station under armed guard, where he was put on the train to Dublin. But not before warning his captors, "I'll be back." The station was closed in 1933, but trains still regularly pass by, no doubt with most of their passengers unaware of this section of track's place in Irish history. This week marks the 100th anniversary of the Adavoyle train ambush, just one of countless operations carried out in this area by the courageous men and women of the 4th Northern Division. Today we remember and honour them, as well as all those who fought and those who fell in Ireland's fight for freedom.